dream. Don't wait to start living, right? And I gave the quote earlier. I said, never put off for tomorrow what can be done today. And even how society is set up, like I said in the last video, I'm going to have to say all that over again because I wanted to be in this video. But how society is set up and how we work 40 years, right? We work 40 years, we retire at 65, and then we're supposed to use the balance of our life to calm down, to relax, to travel, to live a good life. But to me, that's backwards. To me, that's backwards. To me, when you're young, you have a little bit more vitality. Not that you don't have it when you're a little bit more mature, but you've got the most energy, you've got the most vitality. And here is where we kind of let life pass us by in the name of hard work and determination. And you better believe I'm a hard work, determination type of person. But we got to ask ourselves to what is the big purpose? And I talked yesterday about time management. Master your time, master your life, and about our rocks. And our rocks are our faith, right? These are rocks that we ought to fill our jar. What happens is we go through life filling our jar with sand. And we look up and we have a sandy life. And sand, like even in the Bible, they talk about the wise builder who builds on rock versus the foolish builder who builds on sand. And when the storm comes and the weather gets bad, right, the house built on the rock, it stands. The house built on the sand, it crumbles. Well, the same is true for just what we fill our lives with, right, and what kinds of things that we do. And I come to tell you that we're not here just to pay our bills and then die, 75 years later. Like that quote says, we die at 75, but we stop living at 40. Right? I don't want to stop living at 40. I don't want to just be clocking in and clocking out. Right? There's more to life than the same redundant things every single day. And so my challenge to us today is, are you living and are you waiting to live? And I want to repeat that story of the father in Singapore. I had the opportunity to go to Singapore with my daughter. She's 10 now. But she was 12 months at the time. Beautiful country. And this father had the same thing. He said, I'm going to work hard for my family. I'm going to put in the time now, right? I'm going to work hard. I'm going to get that promotion. And this father, his profession was delivering bread. But he never really liked it. It was just something to do. So he says, while I'm delivering bread, I'm going to go to school. I'm going to go to night classes. So unfortunately, his family didn't get to see him much. In fact, only on Sundays could he sit down to have a meal with his family. They didn't see him throughout the week. He was either working in the day, delivering bread. He was going to school at night. And how many of us, have done this? Where, we've had to work 2-3 jobs. We're at school. We're trying to make ends meet. We're trying to make do, and we're working hard. And it's not that you don't want to be with your family. It's not that you don't want to do some of those things, but you feel like you can't because you're making ends meet. Well, that was the same story of this father. He really just yearned to be with his family, but he felt like he couldn't. So he passed the exam, the classes he took went well. He got distinctions and honors, and he's now been promoted to field supervisor, right? I done made it. But what happened? Do you think work decreased or you think work increased? Right? What happened is now he was put over all of the other deliverers and all the operations and things like that, and work increased. He didn't find himself making more time for his family. He didn't find himself making dinners and being able to be there around the table. In fact, it got worse because he said, you know what, if I keep working and my hard work has already paid off by promoting me to field supervisor, I think I can become manager if I go back to school and take even more advanced classes. So that's what the guy did. He just graduated in his first certification. Now he's back. He's back taking more classes because now he wants to become manager. Am I talking to somebody today? Am I talking to somebody who is never enough? You tell God, God, once you bless me with that, I'm telling you, once you bless me with that, I'm going to be happy. Or once you bless me with that, I'm going to serve you this time. Once you bless me with that, I'm never going to complain and frown. I'm going to make it work. We do this. These are the mind games that we play with ourselves. We say, once that happens, chords. And guess what? You get it. And for whatever reason, it's not enough. For whatever reason, the grass is always greener over there on the other side. Somebody said, I heard a quote says, the grass is always greener where you mow it. Mow your own grass. You don't have to worry about watching some other grass over there. But anyway, that's what this father did. He went back to school because he wanted to become manager. Yeah, he wanted to keep moving up. So to the detriment of not being able to see his family, he worked hard. But he said, I'm doing this for you guys. Haven't you noticed your clothes look a little better now? Because you got better looking clothes and name brand clothes on. Haven't y'all noticed that the food tastes a little better now because we're shopping on that side of the grocery store? And haven't you noticed we have been on a vacation or two, because daddy's moved up to field supervisor. And when daddy makes manager, I'm telling you, we're gonna be able to do even more. And that's what he did. He made manager. He made manager. He got paid more. He got his own office. He even got his wife a maid and housekeeper so she didn't have to work in the home. She didn't even have to work. So even she was comfortable now. He provided. But what was missing was him. He was missing. He was missing. And he got another idea. He said, well, I'm manager now. But there's a position for director, but it requires a little bit more education. So what do you think the man did, y'all? He enrolled back in school. He enrolled back in school, and he took those night classes while working daytime classes. And now, mind you, he's got clients. He's got people reporting to him. Life is as busy as it's ever going to be. It's been. And, he still doesn't have time for his kids. He doesn't have time for his wife. He doesn't have time to be there. He's never there for dinner. He's not even there on Sundays now. Not even on Sundays, right? But he gets that director position. And then he says, our 3-bedroom flat's not big enough. We need a condo. Because when we get a condo and all the facilities of the condo and the comfort of the condo, then we would have made it. But for me to do that, I need to be a senior director. And he worked hard. He got even more education. He became a senior director. And finally, the first Sunday of the month, he was able to have dinner with his family. And he announced, you know what, guys? I'm not going to work anymore. No more education. I'm not studying anymore. I'm not going for any more promotions. We have made it, and now I'm going to spend time with you guys. I am home. Daddy is home. That was the first Sunday of the month. The next day, he didn't wake up. He didn't wake up the next day. He didn't wake up. Daddy was gone, right? Right after he had made that commitment, right after he had, let's say, retired, right after he had seemingly made it, he didn't wake up. And that's my message. You never know when you're not going to wake up. So everything that you're putting off for someday, I'm going to be able to do that someday, right? Fathers, people working hard in careers and professions, I'm doing it now so that later, tomorrow, right? I'm investing for tomorrow. You never know. Tomorrow's not promised. As soon as you say, I'm going to do it tomorrow, right? You don't wake up. You don't wake. I'm not hoping you don't wake up, but you got to think in today. What do I always say? Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. None of us know tomorrow. Today is the only gift you have. That's why they call it the present. So in the same way, I used to be the type like retirement, 65, I'm gonna be able to do everything then. And then I realized, what's life gonna be like when I'm 65? I don't know. I mean, God willing, we all make it to 65, but you can't put off, what you can do today for tomorrow, right? If you want to take that vacation and you got enough money in the bank, go take that vacation now. Figure it out now. Don't wait, right? If you got that skill or that talent or thing you want to go learn or do or experiment with, go do it now. Musicians, if you want to go play, don't wait till you feel like you're good enough. Oh, nah, Jermaine, you don't understand. I'm not that good. Or you're a singer. Guess what? You can go find an audience today. Like, it doesn't have to be some uber professional audience, but you can go down to a senior citizen home or a convalescent home where folks would love to hear your voice. Even if there's some fluctuations in there, they would love to hear your voice today. Don't wait. The trick is in the waiting. The trick is in the waiting for a better day, for a more opportune moment, for the grass to be a little greener, for the seasons to change. I'm always going to be happy then. I'm always going to be happy when that happens. All my happiness is conditioned upon. All my happiness is contingent upon. And it ought not be that way. Live today. Do it today. Make the changes that need to happen today. Right? And that's not to say don't work hard. That's not to say don't work hard. But remember that story I told, I think it was last Saturday, of the fisherman who already had the life. He had a simple life, but he already had the life. He would wake up in the morning, he would go in the ocean, he would collect his fish or go get the fish. You know, I don't know what they do. He'd go capture the fish. I know that's not the right word, but he'd fish. And that was his livelihood. He was able to sell it. He was able to eat with that. And for the remainder of the day, he could be with his family. He could swing on his hammock until this corporate guy came with the American dream, you know. And I think this was in Panama or something. And the corporate guy says, you know, we can make your business big. We can make your fisherman business huge. We can blow it up and go public and sell your seafood all around the world. We can import it and we can export it and all this stuff. And the guy kept asking him, for what? What does that do? And, oh, well, your name will be big and you'll have all this money and you'll be able to travel and do all this stuff. And he says, what does that mean? And then he says, well, you know, he just kept offering him, you know, what he could do and what it meant, you know, until at the end, the guy said, and then you'll be free. You'll be able to move to an island and just chill on your hammock all day with your family and friends. That's what it'll do. And the guy looked around and said, I already have that now. Why do I have to go full circle? Why do I have to introduce all these complications and complexity? And I already have it now. So my message to you is look around. You're already blessed. You have it now, right? The grass is not always greener on the other side. You have it now. Look at someone like Steve Jobs. You know, he created Apple. I'm using his iPhone today. But do you think he'd rather, on his deathbed, you think he'd rather switch places with you? I don't know. I don't know that answer. But when you're facing death like that, and I look at Lucretia and Tracy and Bill and Bob, and they're living and healthy, and although they haven't started an Apple like me, they didn't have to start a big company, imagine those last few days or weeks. He'd switch places with you probably. And I don't know. Maybe he wouldn't. I don't know. But I would. So it's not always greener. Count your blessings. You are already blessed. And it doesn't mean don't go work hard. Don't pursue your education, but you got to balance these things. You got to make sure your rocks are in the right place because, yeah, surely finance and economic is one of the rocks. But if that's the only rock you put in, right, hoping to put in the other rocks later, sometimes later is never. Sometimes later is too late. Right? Remember the virgins and he said, keep your oil ready, keep your candles burning, right? Because you never know. You just never know. So that's the message today. Sorry it was butchered early. This was like round 2. I don't know what was going on with the internet, but the message is do not delay. Do not wait to start living. Every day is a gift. Every day is an opportunity. You don't even need money. You don't need money to live a good life. I'm reminded of this couple of my buddies that they're always looking for experiences. You know, with your kids, just going down to the beach. You know, the public beach is free. You know, tickling your toes in the sand, going for a hike. These things don't cost money. Money is not everything. It's experiences with those that you love. It's living life. It's being creative with life. It's saying what are new things that we can do that we haven't done before. It's not just trying to get that ticket to Disneyland, that $90 ticket, you know, that you go broke trying to go to Disneyland, you know, but that's not it. See, and we're looking around saying, oh, I can't take my kids to Disneyland. I wish I could tell you can bring Disney to you. I'm telling you, there's so much to do in this world, and your kids, they'll love you nonetheless. They won't won't even know the difference. You could go to the beach for free and build a castle so big, your kids will remember that castle for the rest of their life. I'm reminded of one of my wife's girlfriends, and she says some of her best experiences with her mom was going down to the beach. She remembers it to this day as a 30-year-old about to have a baby. She remembers just the precious time down at the beach. And she loves the beach till this day because that time spent there. It's really just about time. Time is life and life is time. Spend it and don't wait for another day to do something you can do today. And that is the message.